It's me again. Valorant's biggest defender is back. I have defensive stopper on Hall of Fame, and you cannot stop my Valorant glazing. And as I told you once before, Riot keeps getting better and better with putting out updates for Valorant, man. Every single day that passes, they get better and better at updating their game and putting out useful updates that will update the meta. Clearly, as you can see, they put out a nerf for Tejo. And ever since he's been gone, there's been a lot less utility spam, even though there still is a lot of utility being spammed. To be fair, it's just the fact that Tejo made a really big difference when it came to all the ability spam and things like post plant and stuff like that. And also, as you can see, they listen to you guys. You say, oh, too much util, too much util. And now look what they did. They completely nerfed Tejo to the ground.
Let's talk about what we've been calling ability overload here on the live balance team. We're looking at situations where ability combos can sometimes feel overwhelming in combat, and we recognize that adding new agents with new abilities can increase these feelings.
Also, remember what I said, they were either never going to nerf Tejo until after Champions, or they're going to pre-Champions and nerf the living shit out of Tejo and try to change the whole meta up. And now look what happened. Before Masters, they nerfed the shit out of Tejo, so now nobody at Masters can play Tejo, and the meta is completely changed.
Oh, Tejo, you should talk about Tejo.
Yeah, so Tejo makes you consider the importance of an escape plan, essentially. As we look closely, though, at Tejo and how he was being played in the game, we realized that his guided salvos led to a higher frequency of checkmate situations without any opportunity for counterplay, especially at the high levels of play. So we reined him in patch 1009 to bring him more in line with other initiators.
But yeah, I specifically thought that they're going to wait till Champions, but clearly they thought that this shit was so oppressive that it was like a new chamber meta and they got to change it up fast. And so that's what they did. They said no more. They fucking took this guy off the map. And some of the teams that are competing right now at Masters Toronto are literally doing way worse than they're supposed to, simply because Tejo was out of the meta now. So it was pretty obvious that, you know, since teams were abusing him, they were able to place pretty well in stage 1, but the true teams with, you know, a lot of dog fighting them and a lot of gun skill, they managed to keep competing at Masters Toronto, and they're still there to this day. And this is a couple days before the event actually ends. So, but the point is, I was right. I told you guys that this guy was going to be gone by then. Like, the latest we'd see it is after Champions, but the whole meta changes like at the drop of a hat. You're never really going to know when, but the best prediction is going to be before a Masters event or before Champions, because the Valorant game developers are not stupid. They've said this multiple times before. People like Chamber clearly defined the meta for almost a whole year, and it made the game either unlikable to some or very repetitive to some people, while at the same time there's a lot of people that did like the Chamber meta. But they saw how people were reacting to Chamber and they said, nah, we gotta put a stop to this today, right now. So they completely cut him out of the game afterward. Also, I said the fact that they were gonna update their game, but they just had a whole bunch of other shit going on, like doing things for Valorant Mobile or Valorant Console. And if I'm being honest, I don't know why they were taking long on all these updates, but at the same time, it seems like things like Valorant Mobile and Valorant Console will be taking the most of their time, which is why I don't understand why you'd have two little side projects when your main game is starting to fall down and people are calling it a dying game. It's just kind of like they have like their hand in every single cookie jar and they don't know which one to pick from. And I mean, you can have multiple outlets for the game, that is true, but that means that you need to have like more employees working on either side of the game and not have like all your people that were resourced to the PC side of the game just up and leave and move to like the console or the mobile version, which is what it appears had happened. But I mean, I'm not a Riot dev, so I can't tell you. But clearly, some of the updates were lackluster and some of the new things that they're trying to put out were not the best. It clearly seemed like it was like underperforming compared to, you know, times before.
And we've already started some of this work with things like the minimap updates, Brimstone Molly audio. You might have seen the Raze's explosion visuals being updated. And there's visual tells for health states of Deadlock's barrier mesh as well.
But now we're living in a day and age where, oh, they're starting to ramp it up a little bit more. And this is all after the release of, oh, Valorant Console. Oh, we are done with Valorant Mobile. So currently on this day, we should be on the good timeline for Valorant.
Thanks, Tiffany and Ryan. With patch 11.0, we're bringing the new map to competitive queue day one. Most players are engaging with the new map for the first time in competitive already. And we want to better support learning the map in that competitive environment right away. And we know it's going to take reps before you're up to speed. So during that first patch cycle, which is 2 weeks, RR losses on the new map will be reduced by 50%. But don't worry, you'll still earn the full 100% when you win.
This is another example of them trying to learn from their mistakes. Clearly in the past, if it's a new map that's come out, people like to dodge on the map because they don't know the map. I know there was a lot of people back in the day that would dodge like, I don't know, Pearl or some shit like that, and they'd be like, oh, I don't even want to learn the map, or I don't even know this map. So they just completely dodge the map every single time. Now they're trying to reward the players for playing the map and at the same time trying to learn from their past mistakes. One thing I will say though is trying to give everybody RR for playing on the new map like a bonus might end up going wrong in the future, but I mean, I guess we'll have to see.
Around a topic we've heard a lot about, Smurfing. And that word is loaded. It's not a one-size-fits-all descriptor of the behavior that we see. Some players are dialed in for the night, and they're just performing well for their rank. Others are new or returning and in the process of ranking up. But some have deranked with the intent to stomp, or are playing at lower ranks on accounts that they didn't level themselves, and that's an issue.
Now, I want to point out a fact that he said some people during that night could just be on a hot streak or something like that. A lot of people like to underestimate the people in their ranks for some unknown reason. I guess because a lot of their teammates are pretty bad usually, but genuinely, somebody could just be on a hot streak or just be on a complete and utter losing streak, and then you get paired up with them, and then they start steamrolling your shit, and now you're like ready to complain to Riot, oh my god, Smurf, even though you just so happen to have like one really bad queued game where, you know, like I said, the guy just went on a fucking 10-game losing streak and now he's in your rank and they need to push him back up. But I think generally speaking, MMR is what people should be looking at, because the people that play in my games are completely different from what I see in other ranks. Like if I'm in like Diamond or Ascendant, usually people know what's going on or know how to like play the game. They just don't have everything like put together. Even in some lower ranks, people just don't have everything together, like the aim, the brain. Some people might have one or the other. But trying to be transparent, I think there's a decent amount of Smurfs. But when it comes to cheaters and stuff like that, I think it's very low. But there's like been like a resurgence as of late, which I didn't even know was going on.
We've been building Valorant in Unreal 4 for over 10 years, and the time is right to upgrade to Unreal 5.
This also could be another reason why it was taking so long to push out different updates and stuff like that, or what they've been putting all like their time and resources into. Because imagine you go up to a car dealership and say, oh, can you guys change my fucking engine? Like that's like a big thing, you know what I mean? It's not like just some like little thing. I'm gonna skip over it like it is, but you know, you get the whole premises of what I'm saying.
Okay, finally, let's talk about replays. Replays have been a long time coming, and we are happy to confirm that they'll be going live on PC with patch 1106 in September, and coming to console a bit later this year.
And this is what everybody's been waiting for. It's finally here, the replay system. Me personally, I think a replay system would be really good, okay? But people are acting like this is like the end-all be-all, and like Valorant's gonna get 10 times better from having a replay system. Like, I will admit, it's gonna help the game, and it's gonna upgrade it a lot, like creatively, and even like being able to watch back your games and stuff like that. But I don't know, I might be coming from like a closed-minded perspective. But like I said, it's finally here. Well, I guess not here yet, it's coming. Like they at least announced when it was gonna be launched. But see, this is the update I'm talking about, man. Everybody's saying Valorant dying, Valorant's dying. By the time his replay system gets in and the meta changes for like the 4th or 5th time, now what are you gonna say about Valorant? Oh, Valorant's alive, Valorant's back. No, they're just gonna be silent about it and act like nothing ever happened. And they're not gonna give these people their credit. But you know me, I will. I'll give them their credit. Nice job, Valorant. But like I said, you can't kill this game. For some reason, it won't go away. How are you gonna be able to beat a game that gets updated every 2 weeks and they keep constantly working on it? This shit is unbeatable. You'd have to put out like an update every week or so to just compete with it. But a lot of other game companies struggle to put out multiple updates over the span of 2 weeks. And I guess that's it for Valorant's 5th anniversary update. Thanks for watching. I'll see you.